You better watch out, Zootopia. You got some competition. Hey guys, it's Rashab and I'm bringing you my review of Finding Dory. So Finding Dory is directed by Andrew Stanton, stars Ellen DeGeneres as the title character. It returns Albert Brooks as Marlin and Hayden Royce as Nemo and introduces new characters such as Ed O'Neill's Hank, the octopus, Caitlin Olsen's Destiny, and Ty Burrell's Bailey. So Finding Dory is the sequel to Finding Nemo, and I was a big fan of the original movie Finding Nemo. Like I thought it was a pretty cool premise, and I really liked the first movie. Like I own it on DVD and still watch it from time to time. So I was really looking forward to this one, and it's a Pixar movie, and 99% of the time, Pixar makes really good movies. Like they did Zootopia earlier in the year, but I'm sure as you can tell by the intro, I like this movie more than Zootopia. So Finding Dory is basically about Dory. As we know, she suffers from short-term memory loss. But one day, she remembers her family, her mother and her father, and she wants to go look for them. So she travels across the ocean with Marlin and Nemo looking for her family. And along the way, she starts getting fragments of her memory back, here and there based on like different like trigger words. And she basically meets like she makes some new friends along the way. Like I said, the new characters we got introduced to. So Finding Dory, like I really love the voice acting for this. So Ellen DeGeneres, she's great as Dory. She really brings like the charisma and like funny moments of Dory. Like I feel like Dory, she's basically to the Nemo franchise what the Minions are to Despicable Me franchise. Like they were secondary characters, but then they became main characters later on. So I really liked Ellen DeGeneres as Dory. I thought her story arc was pretty awesome, and even like when we see her in her childhood, it was like the way they animated her. She looked pretty cute, like as a baby and all, right? And Albert Brooks and Hayden Royce, they come back as Marlin and Nemo, and they do a pretty good job. Like I didn't find, overall the voice acting in this movie, it was really great. I couldn't find flaws anywhere in terms of acting. So, but I'm gonna talk about the new characters since they're like new additions, right? So we get Ed O'Neill as Hank the octopus, and really him and Dory are the ones who really carry this movie, like the chemistry between the two, and because Hank, he has his own motives for helping Dory, and Dory obviously she wants to find her family, so she strikes a deal with Hank, and throughout the I guess their journey, they bond and they become like really close friends. So I really liked Ed O'Neill as Hank. He really brought like Hank's like the stereotypical like grumpy, pessimistic person, and I really like his transformation throughout the movie because he goes from that to a really optimistic, like completely opposite of what he began with. So I really like that character arc. Bailey, he's I don't sorry, I forgot the term. They even said what kind of whale he is in the movie, but he's I don't know the term, but he basically he has like he uses echolocation. I don't know what kind of whale that is. And he I think felt like he was the comic relief of the movie, even though Dory herself is pretty funny. Like this movie did have its serious moments, and I felt like Bailey, he was like the main comic relief of the movie, and he was a pretty cool like secondary character. I really liked him, and he probably had like one of the funniest moments in the movie towards the end. And the other new character we're introduced to is Destiny, who's voiced by Caitlin Olsen, and so it turns out that Destiny was an old childhood friend of Dory, before Dory lost her parents and family, right? So it was like cool seeing them like meet each other again and like just well, since Dory has short-term memory loss, Destiny recounting the different like childhood moments they had. And over like I said, overall the voice acting was pretty good. It was on point. The story itself, it was really good, and I thought it was way better than the first movie, because in the first movie, Marlin, he lost Nemo, so he's just trying to find his son and like make up for the mistakes he did for his son, right? And that's a good story, but I felt like this one was a bit more dimensional because I was sort of like one dimensional. So in this one, it's not so much about Dory finding her family it's more of her discovering like who she is herself, like where she came from, how she got to this place and everything. So I really liked the journey they took. And like I said, this movie, like it has its funny moments, but it also has like its serious moments, and there are some moments that are quite sad, because there were some moments where I really felt sorry for Dory because she's going through all of this, and like you really feel for her, like you really want her to find her family again. And it doesn't help that she can't remember stuff half the time, so I really felt bad for her. And there were some moments where like I admit I felt like crying for her, right? And that's how you know this movie did a great job making you root for the character. So I really love that about the movie. The animation, like as always, Pixar, they do really good animation, and I love the animation in this movie. And it was way better than obviously the first one, since the first one came out like a couple of years ago. I don't remember exactly when. Obviously technology has gotten better, and I really like the animation, and the score even was perfect. Like I don't normally talk about scores when I do my movie reviews, but I have to talk about this score because it was pretty good. Whoever, I forgot who composed the score, but whoever composed the score, they did a really good job for this. And if they ever do a sequel to Finding Dory, I really hope they bring this person back. The direction was pretty good. And overall, there weren't many flaws with this movie that I can think of. I mean, there were some flaws, but they were more like story flaws. And if I talk about them, I'd be spoiling the movie. So just bear in mind that there are some flaws, because no movie is perfect. But this movie is pretty close to being perfect. And I really loved this movie. It was like I was a child again, just watching the movie. Like there were the moments where me and the entire theater, we were just cracking up, like, cause it was a pretty funny movie. And at the end, this movie got a standing ovation. Like I haven't seen many movies that have received a standing ovation, right? So it was pretty cool. And if you go for this movie, be sure to stick around after the credits, because there's a post-credit scene. And overall, guys, this was a great movie. It had great voice acting. The animation was great. The score was great. The story was great. The direction was great. And this was a great sequel to Finding Nemo. And if you love Pixar, you'll love this movie. If you love Finding Nemo, you'll love this movie. And it's just a great family movie, right? To take your kids to, or just hang out to. Like I went with my friends, and it was great just watching the movie. It was a pretty great movie. So overall, guys, I'm gonna give Finding Dory a 9 out of 10. And so that's my review of Finding Dory. So if you've seen the movie, what did you think about it? And what did you what were your thoughts on the first movie? So what are your thoughts, combo? Let me know. And as always, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.